Hey guys, M13 here. I'm going to do a life update. I've had a couple of requests.
In 600 meters, turn right.
It's always nice when people request them, you know, because every time someone says to me, you know, hey, it's been a while since you've done a life update, can you do one? It shows me that they care about my life. I don't know what to say. I got a tour coming up. It's sold out. I'm happy about that. I need the money. As far as recovery goes, I've already I lost a huge amount of weight. Like I'm skinny to begin with, and then I lost like 25 pounds or something. Let me think. Yeah, I lost about 25 pounds when I had the accident, when I was lying in the hospital bed with like getting painkillers pumped into me on a daily basis. And it was weird because I was just lying there motionless and I was still eating 3 meals a day, but I lost 25 pounds. I guess it was mostly muscle mass. And although I did look skeletal, you know, I looked like a concentration camp victim. And I've gotten the weight back and then some. I need to start exercising more. I can ride a bicycle, which is good. I can't run. I can't jog. I still walk funny. It's partially physical because it hurts to walk, and it's poor squirrel. And it's partially okay. So do I turn right? Okay, looks left to me, but left doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. I'm fairly certain it's got to be right. So let's go right and see what happens. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it hurts to walk. So it's partially physical, and then it's partially mental because I've been favoring my good leg for so long that even if my right leg isn't hurting, I still walk with a limp just because I've been doing it for months on end. I've kind of, it's like muscle memory. I've trained myself to walk with a limp. And I've talked to other people who have had leg injuries, and they say the same thing, that once their leg's back at 100%, they still limp, and they have to force themselves not to limp. They have to retrain themselves to walk normally. So a lot of times when I'm out walking, I'll concentrate on not limping. But I'm still in some pain. Yeah. People want to know about my hand, and I keep not talking about my hand. For the most part, it's something that I almost try to avoid thinking about, like out of sight, out of mind. It bothers me when I think about it or concentrate on it or look at it. I get depressed. But honestly, like in a normal week, I never really look at it. Like in a normal day, how many times do you look at your hands? It's rare. So like I'm doing things with my hands, but I don't actually stare at them, you know, or look at them. So I play video games fine if I'm using a controller. Surprisingly, I learned how to type. Like I was a very quick typist before I lost my fingers, and when I lost my fingers, I was really depressed about the fact that I would like, okay, what are you doing, buddy? Okay, that I would type poorly. I assumed that but in a surprisingly short amount of time, my middle finger just made up for what the other two fingers, for the letters that the other two fingers couldn't hit. My middle finger, if you can see, it has, I don't like showing it. My middle finger, it's not fully functional either. So technically on my left hand, I only have my thumb and my forefinger that work normally. And even this is a little sore. I don't know why. But my middle finger, it doesn't bend all the way. So you should bend all the way back like this. and this one only bends like that. So technically on my left hand I only have 2 fingers that work. Yeah. It's depressing because that's, you know, with time my legs could get back to like 100%. I'd need to get the hardware removed, which is something I'm so not looking forward to. Going back into the hospital, getting my legs reopened, and then waking up in agony. Just getting the shit removed from my knee was so painful. Luckily, it was only painful for like a day or 2, but it was really painful. And I'm comparing it to like the 9 surgeries that I've had in the last 7 months. It was like the other 9 surgeries, yeah, it was like the 10th. So the other 9 surgeries that I had, generally when I woke up from them, I was drugged enough that I wasn't in much pain. But with this, with the knee, with just removing the hardware, I guess to them it's a pretty small surgery, a very trivial surgery, so they don't drug you much. So when I woke up, I was in so much pain. More so than, you know, the other surgeries where they did much more serious work. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I'm getting this is important, I'm getting a van for my tours. And some people are like, well, why the hell would anybody want to do a tour in a van? Well, probably because most tours are done in buses or vans or minibuses. That's generally how tours are done. The scooter is doing it on a scooter or a motorcycle. That's like the odd one out. And the reason you'd want to do a van tour with me is because I would do the same roads that I would do on a scooter. Like, there's no buses on this road. There's not a single tour bus or tour van on this road that I've been riding on. But with me, you would still be doing these beautiful country roads that only motorcyclists know about. If you were to go with a bus tour, like a regular bus tour or van tour, they would be on the highway. They'd be over there somewhere on the other side of this mountain on a frickin' highway. And they would pull off the highway for interesting things. And those interesting things would be temples, market areas, restaurants. Repeat. Temple, market area, restaurant. Temple, market area, restaurant. And that's a day. That's your breakfast, lunch, dinner. Like, that's... And it would be like seafood for every meal. And they would take you to all these stores where they get a commission from, and they would, you know, pressure you to buy things, and it would be boring as hell, and you'd be stuffed in a bus. And for me, it's just going to places that I think are cool. And there's a few shopping areas, but very few that I go to, and some of them give me discounts because they know me, and I pass those discounts on to you. I don't get a commission. I don't get kickbacks from anything that we do. Yeah, so it's multiple people when giving reviews for my tour, say it's not like being on a tour bus or with a tour guide. It's more like being with a friend, and that's how I want it to be. It's just a perfect day. Like if I were able to attract a female, the things that we do on a tour are the same things that I would take a date. Like someone that I really liked and I wanted to take them out on the perfect day to like a bunch of cool spots if I had them for a whole day. You know, so that's how it's set up. It's set up to be something, you know, or if I had like a new best friend who hasn't, or no, I should say, if one of my friends from Canada were to visit, and the things that we do on a tour is the same things I'd do with them. And I wouldn't, you know, and the local guys, they just go from like market area, temple, market area, temple, and it's after the first 2 temples, it's especially in a row like that. We do multiple temples on my tour as well, but we do maybe 2 a day, not 5 a day. And the 2 that we do in the day are spread out by like hours and hours, and we do other stuff and stop at other interesting sites. Anyways, yeah, the van tours are good because it's good for people who don't ride. It's good for people that are too young to ride. It's good for people that are too old to ride. My tours are still somewhat adventurous, so because we do hiking and go-kart racing and maybe swimming in mountain rivers, stuff like that. So still, you know, you don't want to bring along someone that's too elderly or too young. But if you're booking me for a private tour, like a 3-day tour or whatever, yeah, bring as old as you want or as young as you want, because I can create the tour based on based on the ages of my guests. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if that's the kind of update you want. My scooter had some repair work done on it. The gas, what's it called? The fuel doors. Fuel doors. There's like 4 fuel doors on top of a piston. They were leaking, so I had to like get all that redone. I don't know how much it cost, because when I went to the shop to get my scooter, the guy who fixed it wasn't there, and they didn't know how much it cost, and I'm like, well, just bill me, and I took the scooter and left. And then I went by there the other day, and they didn't mention how much it cost, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're not going to mention it, I'm not going to mention it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing okay. I just spent 5 days with my son, and it was fantastic. I was with him for 5 days, like every minute of every day for 5 days, and that's something that I've rarely done ever. Like even when I was still married, that's not normal for just to be me and my son for 5 days straight. Because normally, like, we go away for a weekend together or something, but not 5 days. Normally he goes to school or his mom takes care of him some of the time. But that was 5 days with him, and I loved every minute of it. And which surprised me, and it surprised my ex-wife too, because I was like, yeah, like I don't want to bring him home. I don't want to bring him back to you. I'm having so much fun with him, and I really missed him. I took him home, and like the next day I cried. I was like, it's weird, because like, where is he? He's not around. I'm becoming like the opposite of a mama's boy. I'm becoming like a son daddy, which doesn't make sense. I really enjoy his company. Anyway, so yeah, is that enough of an update? Okay, talk to you guys later. Thank you.